Is it recording?
Right. Yes.
Okay, cool. Welcome to our podcast.
Okay, so should we introduce ourselves or something and
Yes,
explain what's
yes,
happening here? I feel like we should
yes.
explain that the reason why we're filming this in the first place is because
Mm-hmm.
well, to begin with, we're sisters and we've been
Mm-hmm.
living on like in different countries and continents for like many, many years at this point. And
Mm-hmm.
we just have this habit of talking to each other on Zoom. And I wanted to say we're like best friends, but I don't know if you consider me your best friend because I
What do
consider you
you
my
mean?
best friend.
Obviously. Oh, but can
Well,
we
because,
swear?
oh, of course.
Can we swear? Okay, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
No, because I
But
googled
anyways,
like if we, yeah.
mhm.
Yeah,
What
go,
did
go,
you
go,
Google?
yeah. I googled if you can swear on YouTube, and it kind of says that if you swear like in the first, I think 30 seconds, it's not going to promote your videos.
Yeah. Mhm.
But
Well,
it's
we're past
also
30 seconds.
okay, great. No, but it's also unclear. Like some people will bleep it out and say and like not allow it like on their channel. Some people are fine. Like, but some people are saying
Really?
like crazy things.
I heard that I think it can like maybe down the line affect your monetization if you're monetized. But even
Mm.
that is not clear. This is like all to do with like
I know.
algorithms and stuff, and algorithms change all the time and they don't let you know how they changed it. So it's just a
Right.
guessing game. It's just, you just, from what I've seen, experienced YouTubers just find it out by trial and error.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
some don't really care. I think usually the ones that don't really care about monetization that much, they don't care. So they're like, yeah, just say whatever you want. I don't care. Yeah, but then other YouTubers that like really want to squeeze every dollar out of their monetization, they will
Hmm.
avoid anything like, even close to controversial. Like
Right. Right.
they will say things like unalive, and what other stuff like right
I
there. Like they
actually
create
like that.
well, because you
I
have
kind of.
TikTok. It's a
I
TikTok thing.
know.
And people who are not on TikTok, like they just hate that word.
That is true. That is true. Actually, yeah, yeah.
They're like, what is
I
this stupid Anna lives? Right.
I know, I know. I kind of like I like the like PDF file and alive deleted
Oh,
himself.
what was the other one? After the PDF?
Deleted himself.
Oh, right.
So, yeah. I kind of like that.
Well,
I don't know why.
I feel like, at this point, like it's not like anyone's watching us. It's not like we're monetized, so who cares, right? We can, also like do whatever we want and then find things out by trial and error.
I know, and also, I also heard that like it's so fun to do it like early on, like when you're not this like popular influencer, because you can say
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want and no one cares.
Right, right.
Because later on you have like ads, you have PRs and
Mm,
monetization, and you have to control and filter a lot. But early on, like it doesn't really matter. You can just say whatever you want.
mm. Wow.
So that's
I guess it's a great thing unless you go a little too crazy and then you blow up and then people start digging stuff up and then they cancel you because of the things you said early on when you thought no one's watching.
I mean,
And then
but
bye
also
bye.
like I also thought about that. But then again, like it's not like we're saying something. People are voicing their like controversial opinions online all the time. We're not like saying anything crazy, you know.
Yeah, and
So,
yeah.
so I think it's fine.
Yeah,
Anyways, we're sisters.
right, right, right. Yeah, so this is what we do all the time. We talk on Skype, Zoom, etc. for like
Yeah.
hours and hours on end. And recently I've been having problems with public speaking
Hmm.
and feeling like whenever there's like an audience or a camera, I get immediately stiff and it's really hard for me to just be my
Yeah.
normal, usual talkative self. So,
Hmm.
and then I remembered that you were telling me that like you can I don't remember what you said exactly. Do you remember what you said? Like a long time
Uh,
ago. I think we were
it was
just kind of
kind.
talking and laughing on WhatsApp, and then you said something like,
It would be like great to have it like recorded, to have it on a podcast or something like that. Or like, I, I, fe- I don't remember. It was kind of like, oh, I feel like it was also kind of like I feel like in the future, like when we have our own like podcast, we'll talk about this, something like that. It was like connected to more of a future projection, I feel like.
yeah, something about having our conversations on record and how that could kind of be fun
Right.
to listen to years later. And I remembered that. And I remember then I told you, hey, you know what? So I'm having these problems. I'm trying to like record myself speaking to like improve my public speaking skills. But I'm just having this problem of being like too stiff in front of the camera. And I'm not like
Yeah.
my usual self, like when I talk to you. And then I was like, and then I remembered that you said a while ago that wouldn't it be fun to record our conversations?
I know.
And I was like, do you want to do that? I kind of want to do that as like practice. What if we record one of our Zoom conversations, or like at the time it was Skype conversations until it got
Yeah.
deleted, until Skype unalived itself?
I know. For
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah. And so we decided to try and do that. You said, yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what we're doing.
I really want to just like record it. Even, it doesn't even like matter to me if it's like, oh, it's gonna go viral or like we're gonna get like some money out of it. I just kind of feel like it would be so interesting to document like what's going on, what are we feeling and thinking, and then like look at it 5 years later. Like to like it's kind of a way of like I guess documenting and archiving your life because you can't really like sure people have like photos and videos, but you can't really express a lot in those too. And
Yeah.
also another thing is that I also have. I mean, I don't really have like public speaking like stage fear because like when I'm talking to a public, I feel comfortable. But then if you put a camera in front of me, I get really like awkward and shy
Right.
and I don't want to talk. I feel like for me, it's like about the camera thing,
Mm.
especially if there's like no audience and only camera. You're like talking to no one. You're just like, it's so awkward. It's so weird.
And it
And
feels
of
like you're
course,
crazy.
I know. And it's really, yeah, actually, it also when you look at it, from the side, it does kind of look kind of strange. When people are recording like TikToks and YouTubes by themselves, it does look a little like strange. And when you do it, it also feels really strange when you're not talking to anyone, but you're kind of like pretending to be in a way. You're talking to a virtual imaginary audience.
Mm. To your imaginative friend.
And that to me is like I know exactly. Oh my god, so creepy. So that feels a bit weird to me. So I have that kind of complex. I feel like that I can't.
Wait, but
Whenever there's like,
have you ever like actually stood on a stage in front of like alone by yourself in front of like a huge number of people and had to like deliver something?
yeah, I have.
Oh,
Well,
you
like,
were an English teacher at some point. I forgot.
right,
And
yeah,
you actually were like fine with it, right? You kind of liked it. You were like,
I liked it. I liked it. It's
oh,
kind of a it. To be honest, like it, I got some sort of a high, I guess, because it made me feel like confident and competent.
right.
Should I close it?
No, 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 it's fine. It's fine. I feel like, sometimes it's gonna drive by and, who cares? I don't care.
Because I
But then I
have
feel
the
like
window open.
because I feel like if you close it, then it's gonna be too hot for
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So I when I had it, and also we used to do this like I mean we still do like conferences, where I was the speaker and I would talk to a crowd that was like older than me or something.
Where?
And really, with mom, like we'd go,
Oh, right. So you used to give speeches there?
yeah, and it was cool. Like it was,
Like, wait,
I
what did you talk about?
the most like I feel like the most iconic, I guess like weirdest thing was when we went to a military school.
Okay.
We went to a little army, and because we were like talking about our like courses, like for like because they do teaching, like obviously they have
Mhm.
teachers and professors and they do teaching, and we were kind of, I guess, promoting or like advertising
Mhm.
or showing them like our courses, like what we do in our business, and it was just like a whole, I don't know, like maybe 50 people in like
Mhm.
military outfits.
Mhm.
And me and my mom are there like, hi, talking in front of them. I mean, and that was kind of they were like so strict, they were like very like mm, serious and strict, like looking at us, and they were like uh, giving them like colorful presentations. And so it was fun though. I didn't feel awkward or shy.
Wait, but what did you specifically talk about?
I don't even remember. It was such a long time ago. But I remember that we had like specific topics. Like, mom will talk about this, I will talk about that. Like basically
Example.
introducing them to, like, for example, we have this kind of like course, this kind of exercise that will like improve your this skill or that skill,
Mhm.
and then
That's so
showing it on the side.
interesting.
That was ages ago though. And then like the teaching. So I don't really have a problem like speaking in front of a crowd.
Okay, wait.
Mhm.
Clarification. So it sounds like you were on stage with someone else, right? And I'm guessing because mom was like the
It
owner of
was
the
more,
company,
yeah,
she was the leading one, she was the more responsible. Have you ever been like
yes.
alone on the stage, having to
um,
yourself like give a speech or
I guess
something?
when I was an English teacher,
Uh-huh.
and also I'm trying to remember. I think there were also definitely other instances, like when I was working as a sales manager, I did give a presentation, but it wasn't like a huge crowd.
Right, right,
It was like
right. But
10, 15
and how
people.
did it feel? So you felt fine giving present.
Yeah, no, it was great.
That is so interesting. I'm the opposite of that because when I was a teaching assistant, that's when I think I learned that I never thought of myself as someone who has stage fright. But I remember
Mm,
I was a teaching assistant at a university in Fairfax and VA, Virginia, and I that was the part of the job that I hated the most. Like I was fine with,
really?
I would rather grade papers. I was fine with coming up with test questions. All of those things I was fine with. What I hated them, like even answering emails, it seems people hate them so much for some reason, but I was fine with everything except when the professor would ask me to like teach a class. He's like, I'm not going to be there that day. Can you teach that class? And it didn't
Really?
matter if it was like a small class in a classroom or like, sometimes there were these huge like intro 101 classes that were like 150 people or like 200 people,
Mm.
250 sometimes. And that was the worst for me when I was just standing there on the stage by myself and these 200 people are just like looking at me. Like, how they show it in movies where like there's this silence and all these people are just blink, blink, blink looking at you and you're
Minions,
just
yeah.
standing there like, oh, I hate this. Oh my God.
Really?
I hated it so much.
Okay, what did you feel though?
I would rather do like 3 hours of grading rather than do like 20 minutes of that. That's how much I
But
hated
how
it. So how
how
I
did it
felt,
feel?
I, f- I don't know. I just felt like stiff, anxious. Like
Mm.
there's too much attention on me right now. Like I can't.
Oh.
I guess I just froze. See, this is
Okay.
actually interesting that I'm finding it hard to describe even a feeling because it just felt like no feeling.
Mm,
Like I would just freeze, stiffen up, and I just stand there and just,
right.
and the only thought was, I hate it, I want to get out of here. And I can't even
Interesting.
talk. Like I would try to talk. Like sometimes I would have like, a presentation ready to go. But I remember even as I was talking, I would be so like, I guess, worried, anxious or something. I would like, my voice would give up. I get, I,
Oh,
I kept doing that because my voice just kept disappearing. I
oh my God. Oh, it's so cute.
also, it was like physical. That's why I feel like it's so hard to describe a feeling because I feel like it was like this visceral physical reaction.
Paralyzing.
Yes. Just my whole body, brain, boys giving up on me.
Interesting.
Oh my God, see,
Like,
I'm getting red just describing this. Oh my God, I still feel
oh,
embarrassed.
no, I like,
Oh,
I see that. I like that. It was, I mean, a high would be a too strong of a word. I wouldn't
mhm.
describe it as a high, but it was something similar to that. It was like really enjoyable. I was like loving every second of it.
So funny.
It was like, I felt like I'm both confident and competent. Like it made me feel confident.
Oh,
That
interesting. I feel
like
the
talking.
opposite. When I'm put on the spot, even if though I might be, as a TA, by that point I had a master's degree, which means it literally says that, on
Right.
your diploma that you are now like, an expert. Like basically you have proven that you're an expert in this field. You are competent. I have a certificate of my competence and still, but when I'm
I
put on the
know.
spot like that, I feel this huge, what's that word? The syndrome when people feel.
Imposter?
Right, right. Yes, the imposter syndrome. Like, I feel like I have zero competence. I'm stupid. I don't know anything. And I'm just standing here being stupid and not knowing anything.
Which is, so strange because like you in your situation actually had a lot more competence than me in my situation. I
And
wasn't
I
I
felt,
wasn't like English
yes,
teacher graduate, you know?
and
I just
yes. And then I didn't feel competent being on the stage, but being on the stage added the feeling of competence to you. That is so fascinating.
I know because like it's exactly the opposite. I didn't have any like diplomas proving that I can teach English. I just like, sort of showed up there. And same with like my mom, the business, with the
Yeah,
mom,
the
it's
business
not like
that
I'm
you,
qualified.
yeah, for those that who don't know, we should probably clarify that mom has this business in which that you were helping her with, but people that were there, like they didn't know that you were her daughter. You were just in the house, you
Right.
were just an
Yeah. Yeah.
employee.
Right. Yeah. I was like a manager or something. And again, I wasn't really well, I didn't have all the diplomas, the degrees, the certificates. But still, for some reason, it was great. I really, it did make me feel like more confident and competent. And I love the attention, like every second of it. My God, it was
That's
awesome.
so funny. I feel like
I
actually
know.
I kind of envy you. I feel like that's such a great, I don't know, I guess you can't call it a skill because it sounds like you just have it, right? You didn't develop it. Do you think you've
I
always been like
guess.
that? Like, can you imagine any time in your
Uh,
life when you were put on the spot and you just hated it and didn't want it? Or do you think you've
no.
always just loved it? Yeah, now that I think about it, even as kids, I remember you were like when we would be say having like a New Year's Day celebration, we'd have like lots of guests at home. I mean, New Year's night, New Year's Day, anyways, New Year's Eve. And also, by the way, to people who don't know, English is our, what is it, like third language. So please bear with us
Yes.
as we're as we
Third
make
language. Yeah.
mistakes.
Yeah.
mispronounce things and have
Hmm.
take some time remembering stuff. Anyway, so yeah, and I remember you would like people would ask you like, tell us this. What would they ask you? The to tell. See the English thing again.
um, типа стихотворение ты имеешь в виду? No, I think we can add Russian if we want to. Like it's not Russian
What is it in English? Oh,
or Canva or
poems.
any other
They
language.
would ask you to recite poems,
Right,
which
right.
in English it sounds so fucking weird. Like, why would you ask a child to recite poems on New Year's Eve?
Oh, it's a thing. It's a
But
thing.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
in Russian, it sounds so like like it's a thing in
Natural.
Russian-speaking countries apparently. But like, I've never even realized until this moment how weird it sounds to like just be first of all to like have a whole bunch of families on New Year's Eve gathering somewhere because I guess for English speaking people it would usually happen maybe on Christmas, and even then usually people will just be
Christmas.
with their own
Yeah.
families, not like with a whole bunch of other families. But we would have like a whole bunch of other families celebrating that, and they would ask kids to recite poems.
It was a talent show, it was like sing a song, like a talent show thing.
Right, we would sing songs. They would put you on some like high place, like a chair,
I know.
and
Yeah.
everyone. And I remember everyone, all the adults, everyone would go quiet, and the child will stand there and recite the poem, like or sing a song.
Hmm. Hmm. And
And
then
then,
everyone
and then,
clapped.
yeah, and then when the child is done, everyone's like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, oh my god, that's
And
so funny."
I loved every moment of it, by the way. Loved it. I was like, I don't know if I'm like creating this memory or if it actually happened. Like, I feel like I would also like just repeat it over and over again just to get that reaction
Right.
and attention.
Yes, I remember you even had like some joke that you would also like, on demand, just, tell people. Like people would be like,
Right.
hey, hey, can you tell that joke that you do? And you'd be like, yes, sure. And then you would go into this full,
Hmm.
reenactment of everything. And it was just like, and you were so funny, by the way.
I feel like that's kind of another part of it is, for example, I have camera fear and you don't though. Like you feel fine
Mm,
when somebody's like taking pictures of you, you feel comfortable taking pictures
yes.
of yourself. I absolutely hate it. I can't. I hate it all. I hate the experience. I like, even like people that are around me, I'm like, please don't take a picture of me. And like right now, it's very normal. Everyone's taking picture of everyone. Like in the everyone has like social media. People do that. It's like very part of regular life. I feel very uncomfortable. I hate it. I don't like it, and I have to tell people like, please don't. And that I'm like kind of a weird one for like not
Mm,
wanting to
right,
do that
right.
because everybody's like perfectly fine and comfortable taking pictures. It's just a picture. Like, what do it's not a big
Yeah.
deal. But I feel incredibly uncomfortable. I hate it. And I have to like tell like if I'm talking to like my friends, my like people around me, I have to tell them like, please don't. I hate it.
Yeah,
Absolutely hate
that's
it.
That's kind of weird, right? Like,
I
why? How come
know.
you're fine with public speaking, but you, I guess,
Exactly.
don't like your picture being taken?
Picture or like I wouldn't be fine with public speaking if there was like a camera in front of me.
Right. And even right now, I can feel you being a little insecure, it seems like.
I know. Yeah,
Even
yeah. If
though,
there,
even though
mhm,
we're in this situation, because I was having problems with speaking in front of like a camera or a group of people. Right now, it seems like I'm more comfortable and you're more kind of, fidgety and, anxious or something.
yeah, it is definitely a thing. And that's why I also feel like this thing will like help, like probably both
Right,
of
right,
us,
right, right,
because I have this camera insecurity. I don't know
right.
why, but I feel uncomfortable. Well, I mean, I kind of the reason rationality that I could come up with is that I just don't like how I look on the camera because I feel like I
Mm,
look better in real life. And then
mhm.
whenever I see myself on like videos or photos, I absolutely hate it. And also, it's not just me, by the way. I thought that it was just like my insecurity, but then I had like other people taking photos of me. Finally, when I
Oh,
like agreed at some point, and they also were like, "Oh, weird! Like you look different, on
mm,
camera than in real life." And I remember, um, we were like with our mom, and I was like doing bronzer. I don't usually do bronzer or like
mhm,
contouring or any of that, but
mhm,
I decided to try it out. And when I was doing it, she was like, "Oh, what is that? Like, why are you doing that?" And I was like, "Oh, just like bronzer to make your face more like skinnier and like more pronounced." And she was like, because I said that because I look so fat in the picture, like my head and my face looks so fat. And she was like, "Yeah, for some reason you do look like that on pictures." She's like, "But I don't know why, but you do come out like that on pictures. Like you don't look like that in real life, but like
mhm,
on pictures for some reason you do." It was like recently, it was like a couple years ago, which
mhm,
confirmed my belief that I look strange on camera
mhm,
for
mhm,
some reason. And it wasn't only her, like other people also have like mentioned that I look different on photos than in real life I look
mhm,
better.
mhm. Although I feel like a
So
lot of people have
I
that
don't
problem. Do
know.
you remember there were even memes about this where they show you like, how you look in the mirror and then how your camera looks makes you look. And then you just, on the mirror in the mirror is like a normal, nice picture. And then the camera one just looks like, all sorts of
That is
weird things.
definitely a thing, but I feel like in my case it's even worse for some reason. I don't know why. That is
Mm,
definitely like a thing, like a baseline. You look a little bit maybe different, distorted on camera, because it's like 2D kind of, But for me, for some reason, it's even worse. I don't know why. I don't know why, and I don't know how to like let me fix this problem because I want to be comfortable to take pictures and videos just for memories, like to archive my life. I want to be
mm,
able to do that, but I'm like, I have this crippling insecurity when it comes to taking pictures and videos of myself.
yeah. Do you think a part of it is so there's two options there, right? That the camera really actually objectively makes you look way more weird than you look in
Yeah.
real life. And then the second option also is that do you maybe the moment like you realize that a camera is directed at you, you kind of change. Like your
Uh,
facial expressions just become a little bit more weird. And then you end up looking weird.
I don't know actually.
Maybe
Both
like
could
a
be
mixture of
true.
both, right? Where maybe like early
Yeah.
on, so at
Yeah.
some point you realize you saw that, oh my God, when I take a picture, I look weird. And then that added to the insecurity. And now every time a camera is directed at you, you're thinking, oh my God, it's gonna make me ugly again. And then you just
I
have this
know. And
face
like
of,
the
oh, I'm
annoying,
gonna look ugly.
I know, and the annoying thing is like it's not like I have low self-esteem, I know that I'm a good-looking person. I have like nice features objectively. Um I'm not like it's not like I think I'm ugly. I don't have that feeling like, oh, I'm so ugly or like
Mm.
fat or whatever. I do think that I'm a good-looking person.
It's very
The
modest.
But the problem is, it doesn't come out on camera for whatever reason. No, because like people will say like, "Oh, you're just like insecure," like you're so
Yeah, yeah,
pretty,
yeah.
la la. No, I know. You don't have to like do this talk like, "Oh, you're beautiful, you're great, you're so pretty. Why would you feel insecure?" I know. My problem is do you understand? I don't have a self-esteem problem. That's not the case.
And I don't have a good looks problem. I just have a freaking camera problem.
No, literally, like, look, I feel like right, even right now, I feel like I have such a huge face, and this hair is bothering me so much
And
that
you
I
need
keep
to
touching it.
maybe you should like put it up or something. That seems to be bothering you.
Yeah, hold on. That was actually something that I wanted to mention that I'm gonna keep it down in the beginning, but then if it like keeps bothering me, I will go to my default. Okay, thank God, Jesus. Now, also, I noticed that you don't have this problem, right? Like your hair doesn't really bother you that much when it's down.
Yeah, my hair is down most of the time.
Does it look crazy?
A little bit. Okay, right now it's better. Right now it's better.
Okay. I don't like having hair in on my face or like in front of
Mm,
me,
mm,
but or at least I don't like it if I'm home. If I'm outside, then
mm.
I'm fine. If I'm home, then I don't like having like any hair on my face. Anyways, moving on.
Although, you know what? I used to think that too. Back in the day,
Hmm.
I used to also think that, when I'm home, I just want my hair up, just out of the way, just completely as out of the way as possible.
Yeah.
But then I don't know, just I started letting my hair down, and I think over time I just got used to it. And so now it doesn't bother
Mm.
me at all. So I feel like it's just a habit thing. You can get used to it if you
Maybe
want to. I
because
mean, there's no reason to, have to get used to it.
right.
Although I did hear that, the more you like kind of get your hair in the back, especially, in tight ponytails and stuff, the more like, it drags down and you can end up
The
with
hairline. Yeah.
alopecia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I think
It is
it's
definitely
mostly to do with people who like do these really tight ponytails.
yes.
And also you
You
have
will
to be
have like receding hairline.
right, and you also have to be kind of predisposed to that as well, because there's also plenty girls who do those tight ponytails, but they're fine. Yeah,
Right,
so it's like
yeah.
a combination of two things: tight ponytails and a predisposition.
I do think it plays a role though, because like it was a thing on TikTok who were saying that like they were all doing this like tight ponytail, clean girl aesthetic, and then they were. I mean, some people were talking about having a receding hairline. Girls, like they're not supposed to have receding
Right.
hairline.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I like whenever the moment I get home, I wanna get it out of my face. But for some reason, when I'm outside, it's okay. It's kind of more or less okay. Like it doesn't bother me. It still bothers me a little bit, but not as much. Yes.
By the way, I notice you look better now. I think so.
Right?
I feel like that's kind of what I was saying, that I feel like you took your hair up, you got more comfortable, and your face changed, like your kind of head face and demeanor also changed, I guess, maybe that you just feel
Maybe.
like, more, you
Oh
don't feel like something is like irritating and bothering you, and like you have to always be thinking about this hair
my
of mine.
God. That that is true. My God. No, I do feel like a lot more comfortable when at least like part of it is away
Right, right,
from my
right.
face.
And you can stop thinking about the way you look. You can just start thinking about like the actual subject of the conversation, and
I
not,
just feel like I might be looking like a little weird with this going on. But I guess next time I'll figure out a way to like get it out of my face, but I'll still look okay. I mean, it's
yeah.
fine though. Like
Yeah,
it's not.
it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it's like I don't know. It that there, yeah, that could be true. Because like sometimes you see these girls that have like hair like covering half of their face, you can immediately tell that there's like some kind of insecurity
Right,
going
right,
on.
right. Yes, yes. Yeah.
When you have like hair covering half of your face and you keep like touching it and like
Yeah, yeah,
keeps
yeah. Yeah.
it is an insecurity for sure.
For sure. I mean, that's how it looks to me. Yeah, that's what I always think about as well. Yeah, when they try too hard,
Yeah.
especially girls who like, oh God, I hope this is not
Right.
too much, because like
Right.
girls
Right.
who like want like either they want their hair up or even if they let it out, they always make sure there's like at least two pieces of hair like just like this,
I do that. I do that.
and you know exactly the reason for that because they're insecure about their face being too fat, so they have
Yeah.
to always put those two strands of hair.
Oh no, they have to be there. If I have my hair like up in a bun or something, I always make sure to have like my antennas.
Yeah, which by the
two,
way,
two
this is
pieces.
not this is not me making fun of girls with big faces because of all the people, I should be the one insecure about my big ass face.
No, I think it's an insecurity that like a
And
lot of
actually,
people have.
right. And actually, I think because I have a big face and because I know that insecurity and how, I would want to deal with it, part of it, I know that, when I see another fellow girl doing this thing, I'm like, oh, I know what you're doing. I know
I
what
know
you're
I know
doing.
exactly what's going on. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And you think
Trying
your
to look
face.
less fat. Oh my God. No, I don't. I really don't. Like, if I look at myself in a mirror in real life, I feel like I look fine. I like it. Even like well, makeup, no makeup, it doesn't really matter. I kind of like how I look. But for some reason, if there's a camera, um, yeah, yeah, obviously, like extra hair on my face to like cover this ginormous galaxy and makeup, yeah, like all of those things feel like a necessity.
Which is, it's so funny to me because you don't even have a fat face. You have actually, like a pretty like a long, normal face.
I don't think so. I feel like
If
I have a
anything, I feel like
ginormous
girls like
face.
me with like round, square faces, I feel like we're more justified in feeling insecure about our fat faces. But like girls with like oval, long faces, I don't understand why.
I feel like I have a ginormous face.
Also, I feel like it's kind of like an Asian thing to have a fat face,
Maybe.
and a big
and
head compared to the body.
and also because I'm like constantly swollen, you know? It
Mm.
doesn't matter if I like ate something salty or like had alcohol, had too much water before going to bed. Like none of it matters. I'm always for some reason like a little bit puffy. I mean, not always, but I often have this issue of feeling
Mm,
a little
mm,
bit
mm,
puffy.
mm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, and I
And then
remember
uh-huh.
because for me, yes, for me, it's those things, right? Carbs, salty, alcohol, all these kinds of things. But I noticed that when I'm say like when I eat like one meal a day, like intermittent fasting, like in a calorie deficit, eating healthy, little
Yeah.
carbs and stuff like that, the next day I usually feel pretty. I don't feel as puffy. But it seems like for you, I remember you would even tell me, I barely ate yesterday. I was so busy. I just ate like, I don't know, like some eggs, maybe salad. And then I wake up today and I'm so puffy. And I remember,
No,
yeah,
it's
you
all
have
the
this problem.
time.
Like, I feel
Yeah.
like even if you just like, I don't know, eat three eggs that day, you wake up the next morning and you're like, yeah, I'm so puffy today. Yeah, for some reason it's the thing for
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's not even about like alcohol or salty food. It doesn't really, I try to correlate it with that, but it doesn't really work. And
It
it
doesn't
also
matter.
doesn't
Yeah.
really,
You
it
still get
doesn't matter.
puffy
Yeah.
for
So,
some reason. That's true.
yeah, I don't know why. Um, and that I feel like in real life, like if you saw me in person, that wouldn't really bother me or like wouldn't really matter that much. But then if it's for some reason, it's like 10 times when it's on camera, the
Mm.
puffiness.
Right, right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and that they do say that the camera makes you a lot more. bigger
Yeah.
than you actually are. That, you know what they say,
Like,
that the camera adds like at least 10 pounds